Part of the FBI investigation into Sunday's terror attack in Orlando is focusing on the wife of the gunman and what she knew ahead of time. Noor Salman has reportedly told the FBI that she tried to dissuade Omar Mateen from launching the attack that killed 49 people Sunday, but also accompanied him to the gun shop where he legally purchased his ammunition. What kind of charges could she face? We're joined now by Loretta Powers, criminal defense attorney based in Denton, Texas, just north of Dallas. Loretta, good morning. What could happen here?
Well, the FBI agents are going to have to sort out whether she's telling the truth, but her actions expose her to being criminally charged under both federal and state law. Under Florida law, a person can be charged as being an accessory by doing as little as handing someone a gun clip, so long as the intent element is met. So if the police establish that she intended to help him further his crime, she probably won't see the outside of the jail cell if convicted.
All right, so what kind of, sentence could she get if she's convicted on some of these charges, potential charges?
Well, federally, she could be charged for failing to report a crime that has already been committed. Just his planning was the crime that she had a duty under federal law to report. And for that, she could get up to 3 years in prison. However, if it's determined that maybe she did something to encourage this crime, she could be charged with conspiracy. And that conspiracy charge would carry the death penalty.
That would be hard to prove, though, wouldn't it, that she encouraged it?
Well, not so much. I mean, they did get his cell phone, and they are retrieving its data. So more evidence is definitely going to come to light.
Well, all right. So the U.S. attorney here wouldn't say whether this Ms. Salman was a target of the FBI investigation and then made no mention of a grand jury. But do you suspect that one has been impaneled?
I definitely suspect that one has, just to investigate at the very least.
Because it does seem, right, that she could have done more if she was really trying to stop him, just based on some of the comments that she's given to investigators.
Absolutely. And one thing that we do know about mass shootings is the common thread of domestic violence and their propensity towards that. And she says that she was abused by his spouse, and his last spouse also said that she was abused. But if they would have reported those crimes, he wouldn't have been able to purchase a gun in the first place. Because under federal law, people with domestic violence convictions cannot purchase a firearm.
Right. Some of these domestic violence victims, though, are just terrified to report anything, right?
Absolutely, which is why I think other people that know if domestic violence is going on, that they do their best to report it too.
Oh, so like the family members besides the wife,
friends,
yeah.
Yes.
So could they face charges also?
I don't think so. I think now they're just looking at the wife, and they are in no rush to charge her because she is giving them valuable information.
Yeah. We're joined now live this morning by Loretta Powers, criminal defense attorney based in Denton, Texas. What else do you think this wife could have actually done? What were the kind of the basic steps she could have taken?
In order to make sure that he didn't do this?
Yeah.
Oh, just call somebody. Tell the police. I understand that she was scared, but that's no excuse. That does not insulate her 100% from criminal liability.
Yeah. What would a defense attorney potentially argue here, that just because she drove him to the gun shop or to the nightclub doesn't mean she was in on it?
Right. They would definitely argue intent. Like maybe she didn't know what she was doing. Maybe she was forced to drive him.
Yeah.
You don't know. But that's not going to completely insulate her. That's only going to lessen her punishment.
How long do you think this probe could last before we might hear something about a grand jury indictment?
You know, if there are perhaps links to ISIS, this could take a very long time, and this could be some wheeling and dealing that the prosecutors do in order to get more information from her.
Yeah. Very good. Hey, thanks for sharing the insight this morning. Appreciate it. Loretta Powers, criminal defense attorney in Texas. It's 20 minutes now before the hour on This Morning, America's First News. Thanks for being with us.